All right, welcome back, everybody. I have finally built the Tricaru Team. I was kind of holding out for a while because I was like, I don't know. But I had I had one Icaru built already because for some reason I thought the speed lead would be impactful and it would matter. And I built it and it was not at all. So I had one. I was like, man, I already have one. And then I got to the point where I needed more of those ancient circles things to make my ancient reaps. And I do that religiously because I've gotten some of my best runes in the game from ancient reaps. And so I built the second one, and then I had two. And I was like, I already have two. What's a third? What's one more Icaru? And, I saw something from, I think, Shizizo, where he was like, look, you're going to use this thing all the time for like years or a year. It's probably worth the investment. I was like, okay, fine. You convinced me, right? So I did it. I'll just show you the stats first, and then we'll run it a little bit. Here's the stats. Here's the Verd. Max damage on HP slot 2, which I think is kind of fun. I haven't really seen one like that. I just need one grind for the attack, but I don't run that dungeon that gets the grinds, so it's a problem. I don't know how I'm going to get a grind, because I'm not going to run that dungeon. So maybe it'll drop from a Dimension Predator box or something. And then in theory, I could switch out that resist for defense, right? I don't think I want speed, but yeah. So that's the Verd. Tons of damage on Rage. Here's the artifacts, crit damage. I switched it to damage attack by attacking together because, Tricaru. And crit damage skill 2. So pretty nice. And recovery skill 1, which isn't horrible. Here's the other one. Additional damage by attack. Damage dealt on fire just a little bit. Not a great second artifact. My element artifacts are generally pretty bad just because that dungeon is no fun at all. So I like the other dungeon more. All right, here are the Icarus. Here's number 1. He's on accuracy, guard, will. The will does not matter at all. It just happened to be runes that I had that were really efficient and did a lot. Here's the artifacts. Accuracy skill 1, very nice. Skill 2 crit damage. I'd prefer to be skill 1, but whatever. And then damage dealt on fire is the other one there. Damage dealt by attacking together and damage dealt on fire. Attack's not horrible. Accuracy 45, but with the artifact is almost maxed. Plus the accuracy set, right? So that's Icaru number 1. Here's Icaru number 2. Same kind of thing. Maxed accuracy with that other guy's accuracy set. He's got a fight set on him. And then tried to do as close to the same thing as I could here. But again, those both aren't very good. Here's a fight set. That turned out pretty nice. A 26 accuracy, slot 1 fight. And then this one I also think turned out nice. No speed, just stuff he needs. So I was pretty happy with that. So there's the second one. I guess I can max that one out. And then the third one is actually not quite as good. Lacking survivability, but whatever. Max accuracy again after towers and whatnot. Or pretty close, I guess, not quite there. 65 is what he needs. So he's 59. But does he have an artifact? No, a skill 2 artifact, but that's not good enough. So that one's actually not perfect accuracy. But they're the runes. So there they are. Let's send them to work. And we'll go for it. It's kind of crazy how well this thing works. Whoever came up with this, I know it's out there and it's known, but I don't remember. It's kooky. It's kooky that someone came up with this, and it works so well. I had not bought any transmogs in a long time. I was at 1,000 transmog stones. Just because, I don't know, skins don't do a lot for me. It takes a really good skin for me to be like, yeah, that's a really good one. And most of them I'm just like, no. But the fact that these skins have a function in the game was really appealing to me. And the fact that you could buy one Icaru skin and Icaru skin all 3, that seems like great value. It's 100 transmog stones for 3 units to go faster in dungeons. I was like, cool. And then the Verd skin, I was reading, it apparently causes the whole team to go like 7 seconds faster. So the Verd, you get a ton of time savings from the skin. And the Halloween skin, I actually don't think is the worst thing ever. The skateboard skin, I was like, I don't know, that's pretty ugly. But the little Halloween skin, I was like, sure. So we got 56 seconds there. So I grabbed the Halloween skin, threw it in there, and it immediately went under a minute. And I was like, okay, cool, that worked out well. So I was just happy that you could get a skin and actually put it to use in a way that would matter and impact the game. Most of them are, they're all just cosmetic, right? They have some slight changes, but these 2 skins, I think, have a real impact, which I'm very happy with. So that's the Icaru cooking along in Dragons, and I'm going to end it after this one so I can show you something else here. The neat thing about the Icaru, the Tricaru, is it's very efficient. I have used it in the SF, I think it's called, SF10. Can't remember the abbreviation, and in Necro, and it works great in both of those spots. And I'm like, man, if you can get 4 monsters in 3 of the 5 dungeons, that's pretty solid. So I've been pretty pleased with that level of efficiency, especially since I wouldn't say I built things specifically for Necro, but I had to kind of consider Necro every time I decided to dig into PvE for rune removal, and not having to consider Necro and not having to consider the other dungeon, the Steel Fortress, that's what it's called. It's pretty nice. So we're under a minute then there as well, which I think is pretty good for not having any skill ups into the Icarus, right? Like, I don't intend to put any skill ups into them. So they get what they get, and if they can't do it without skill ups, that's their problem. So here's this one in Necro. Because like Devilmon, those are too precious. I've still got lots of Nat 5s that need some love, so I can't quite go that far. Transmog Stones, that's one thing, but Devilmon, no. You're not going to get a Devilmon, little doggo. And I'm definitely not using Dimensional Hole Energy to skill you up, so too bad for you. You're just going to have to manage on your own. But the kit on these Icarus, the 2-way kit, is kind of crazy. The way that they've given them so much for free, like the auto counterattack, the auto attack buff, pulling 3 units. It was just a matter of time before someone figured this out, and it went crazy. And this Necro team is so slick. I really like it because the Verd's doing the most damage, and so if he does pull a monster, he pulls the Verd, and then all you've got is massive amounts of water monsters that team up and just murder him. So it's so like slick and efficient. I love it. So see, there's the Verd pull. I guess I'll end the repeat battle. And then they just slice him up with defense break. Like, it's just, if you could come up with sort of the ideal way for them to deal with this, it's this 3 Icaru Vert thing. I mean, it's nuts. So there's Necro. Have not failed since I threw this team in. What, a minute 7? Pretty good. Not too shabby. And then the last one I use it in is the Punisher's Crypt, which it's literally just this again. 4 monsters out of 5 slots. Just tearing it up. I think I've switched. I was playing around with bringing a 5th monster a little bit. But I think the 4 is better. And I've seen a team where you bring, I want to say Rauk or something. Maybe instead of Verd, I'm not sure. But I think the Verd's just so much better. Or it's just really good. I don't know if it's better, but it's really, really good. And I've already got the Verd, and it's ready to go, and I know it all works, so hey. I think the only thing you have to do here is you have to go left, right, boss on the towers. But it's so fast that seems to be worth it. So let's see if I actually set it. Okay, good, I did. It takes them not too long to kill that tower. And then they go right, and the boss is like, can I take a turn? And everyone else is like, no, we're just going to take a gajillion turns. You can just sit there. Even though you're like the fastest boss in the game, you look super slow, and it's sad. And then they just start eating him alive. The only thing, when I built this team, I used a guide on Reddit, and it had requirements for Verd. This is why my Verd's on HP slot 2. Requirements for Verd to do Necro, and it needed, I want to say, 93k effective HP. So I built my Verd with enough effective HP to do multiple areas of the game. So that was my plan there. Let me go ahead and end it. And we've clocked in at 104, which my fastest time is 30 seconds. So it's pretty different, but that was when I built everything, specifically each dungeon, using like all my runes. So I think this is better. I don't intend to run this too much, and I think giving up a little bit of time. See, here's the skill ups. We're going to never have 20% damage, never have 20% damage. And that's it. It's not a ton of skill ups. It's only 4, but still. Sorry, doggo. So I guess if you do have Devilmon to kill, you could rune up the entire team, or double up the entire team for 12 Devilmon, which isn't too bad, but no, they're not going to get those. All right, so that was my icaru team. Yeah, so far so good. I've heard it can do TOA. I have not had the opportunity to try yet because I have to wait 7 days. But I'm going to give it a go, and we'll just kind of see. In terms of rune upgrades, I think the only thing I could possibly do is get more fight runes on the Icarus. You want them to have enough attack to actually do damage. This one's pretty low. Like, this is probably my saddest one. I don't know why this one's ruined so badly attack-wise, but, you know, I think I'll keep working on that. I'll try to get fight runes, and I think I'm basically close enough to where I need to be that I don't have to worry about anything. Unless, you know, I could shave off like 10 seconds or something, but I don't think that is the most necessary thing in the world. And then the Verd, I think the only thing would be add a fight set instead of this blade set, but I think that would heavily nerf my rage set. grind this thing, and then maybe a better slot 6 if I could come up with one, because this one's pretty bad with that flat attack. But other than that, that's the team. I know a lot of people have them going already, but I'm late, so I thought I'd show off what I got. And yeah, if you guys are running the Tricaru team, I hope it's going well. And if you see anything that I'm obviously doing wrong that needs a little bit of a adjustment, please let me know. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.